Got a dead tree back here at the edge of the woods. Storm's gonna bring it down any day now, and it could fall on the fence. It could fall on the shed. Worst of all, it could fall on that little sugar maple that's coming up next to it, and I'd like it to grow. What I'm going to do today is show you the right way to cut down a tree and make it fall in the direction you want it to fall, where it does no damage at all. To do that, I'll be using a chainsaw. And when I use a chainsaw, I follow the rules. I wear the chaps and the helmet system with ear protection and eye protection built in. I got in here earlier. This area was all overgrown, and I cut it all down close to the ground with a brush cutter. One thing I don't want to do when I'm using a chainsaw is trip and fall over while it's running. Now, if you've never felled a tree before, the way it's done is this. We're going to cut a V-shaped section of wood out of the side of the tree in which the direction is going to fall. We want it to go that way. So I'm going to cut a V out of this side of the trunk, and then I'm going to come around to the back side of the tree and cut straight down toward the apex of that V. I'm not going to cut all the way to it. That last little section acts as a hinge on which the tree pivots as it falls in the direction we want it to go. Let me draw it for you. I'm going to essentially cut out this piece of wood, and then I'm going to come from the back side of the tree and cut toward the apex of that V. I'm not going to cut that last inch or so. That's the hinge on which the tree will pivot as it falls. We've got the wedge out. Now it's time to cut downward on the back of the tree, being certain not to cut through this last inch or so. That's our all-important hinge. And there it goes. Well, that worked. Fell right where we wanted it to. The next step is bucking the log. That means cutting it into manageable sized pieces. And there's still room for caution here. Watch your footing. Again, don't trip on something when you're using a chainsaw. And this log could roll one way or the other, depending on what you cut. So again, be careful. This is a job that you can do at home. However, there's no shame in calling a professional if you don't feel competent and confident in your own abilities. Every tree acts differently. A hollow trunk would cause a real problem. Multiple trunks are a bit more difficult to handle too. So don't be afraid to call a professional. Always safety first. Be careful. This can be dangerous.